Hi, Rosolena. Thank you so much for your post. As I was listening to it, and I guess kind of towards the end, you said something that I loved. It was when you said that Jesus was the first or the ultimate social justice counselor. And you are spot on because he absolutely is. He's our first counselor, and that's something that I guess it's always kind of inspired me. One of the verses that I like and that I've used, I guess, when I've pondered over Christian counseling and stuff, and something that I kind of live by, and it's in Psalm 34:18, and it says that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and He saves the crushed in spirit. And I know that for myself, the Lord has stepped in on so many occasions, and He has healed my heart, and He is still healing my heart, and He has lifted me up. And I know that whenever I was in high school, I really felt a call to be a counselor. At the time, Christian counseling was kind of on the I guess it was just on the verge of becoming something, but I'm so thankful that God has made a way for Christian counseling. And this most recent assignment where we had to explore social justice really opened my eyes. I know in my post I commented on my daughter. I've got two children that would be in the millennial age range, and one of them goes to a very big church. And I'm not going to go into all the posts that I had spoken about, but she's really opened my eyes to some social justice issues that I know that I need to take more, I guess just take more attention, pay more attention to. It's very easy to be insulated, and while I don't know that I would consider myself privileged, because I've come from like a lower income or lower middle class, I guess, growing up, and that's probably what my husband and I are now. But I do know that I do have certain accesses to things that a lot of people don't have. So I know that I've got to pay a little bit closer attention to things and educate myself somewhat. We just moved up to the mountains of North Carolina, and the church that we go to is all white. And there's very few people of different ethnicities and races in this community. And not because it's a racist area, but it's up in the mountains. And it is kind of insulated. It's a little valley area. And you had mentioned in your video about getting involved in outreach in your church as a way to, I guess, just get more involved. And that's something that I had considered doing too. It's a little bit different because the church that I go to is a small church, and there's just not a lot of outreach to the community that doesn't have much multiculturalism in it. So it's going to be a stretch. I do plan to get involved in some shelters and stuff that they have that are relatively close by to help myself. But I just wanted to say thank you for your post, and thank you for the way that I always can tell that you've done some research. And I know from your wrap up that you had mentioned that the technology was a little bit of a challenge, and it has been for me, not recently, but years ago, back in the early 2000, like 2012, when I first went back to get my senior year under my belt. I had to learn all that technology, so I feel some of the hurdles that you had to overcome. But anyway, I think you did a great job. I also, before I close, I also want to say that your personal golden rule also touched me, where you made a comment about that you questioned yourself about walking in someone else's shoes. And I think that's very, very important for everybody, whether you're a Christian counselor or not. I do believe that that is what Jesus did when he walked on this earth, that he understood what it was like. He could see man's hearts. He could see their hearts, and he could know what battles and journeys they had been through. And so he had just a greater level of insight into what it was like to walk in someone else's shoes. And I think that's important for us to do, especially as we become Christian counselors. You had said something about assumptions, judgments, and being quick to, or not so quick to, offer solutions, that those were some things that you were going to, I guess, incorporate into your personal golden rule, that you were not going to make assumptions and judgments. And I think that's wise. I know that is something that I also plan to do. But anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your semester, and that the next classes that you take, that you'll just continue to excel, and maybe we'll cross paths again. Anyway, have a wonderful night, and God bless you.